Hi everybody, it's Smoker Joe here. Today we're going to go ahead and play Quest for Glory 1. It's a game from Sierra Online, if you remember those guys. They were pretty much popular in the 80s and 90s. And Quest for Glory was made by Lori and Cory Cole. And it's one of my favorite series of games, PC or console, ever. And I wanted to stream it on Twitch, but it never showed up as full screen for you guys. And so over the years, it kind of just went by the wayside. But we got it working, and we're going to play it for you. We're going to go ahead and play it in parts, just to make it easier for your viewing pleasure and for my sanity when it comes to editing. Editing takes a long time, at least as long as the video is because you have to rewatch the entire broadcast and go through and cut out little snippets here and there. So we're going to go ahead and divide it up into a few different pieces. Hopefully you enjoy the game, and if you do, go ahead and leave it a like. If you've ever played it, let me know that too. Let's just, whatever. I'm very available to talk, so if you leave comments below, let me know what type of character you built, your favorite Quest for Glory moment. Now, the reason that I really enjoy this game so much, I think, is because it really, looking back at it as an adult, because this game came out, well, I didn't play it when it first came out, because I was like 5, but I played the fourth game first, actually, and then went and got the Quest for Glory Anthology, which you can still pick up, but Good Old Games offers the Quest for Glory Anthology updated, so, you could play it on your Windows 7, 8, 10, whatever, and, but the reason that I really, I think, enjoy this game looking back on it is that it really shaped who I am as a person. There isn't very too many games that you can really say that. Maybe King's Quest a little bit, but the Quest for Glory games really kind of taught me a lot about morality, right from wrong, and things like that. Of course, I already had, you're pretty much instilled with those things as you grow up. But the Quest for Glory games are just fantastic. You'll love it, man. I hope you do. I really do. I really hope you love it as much as I do. All right. So with that said, let's get into the games. We'll get going. Probably good for my voice to actually drink something before I do all this talking, right? I'll be doing a lot of talking in this game because there's no spoken dialogue in this one. Alright, so we're going to start a new hero, obviously, because I just had this installed on this computer. I've not played this on this computer. I tried to play this on this computer, but it wouldn't work for you guys on Twitch, and so I never played it. Alright, so basically, you can pick a fighter, a magic user, or a mage, or a magician, whatever, and then a thief. Alright, so you'll look here. I'll show you real quick. Okay, we'll pick fighter. We'll back out of it, but I'm not going to be a fighter, but look. So, you start out like games are now, with strength and all that stuff, intelligence and all that. But this is, I believe, one of the first games that I played that really you could level your stuff up by using it, Kind of like what Elder Scrolls and stuff does now. This kind of was the template for that, So, obviously, as a fighter, you have lower intelligence, you have higher strength, you have a medium amount of agility, and your health is, you start out with a decent amount of health, low luck, absolutely no magic, and then your weapon use is your best skill. Well, strengthen your weapon use. Alright, and then you guys see here you have climbing, throwing, picking locks, stealth, dodge, which, dodging attacks makes it so that they completely miss you. And then parrying attack is using your weapon to deflect an attack. That's what a parry is. All right, so I love you. You're so sweet. Yes. All right. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm not gonna show you all the stats for everybody, but I just wanted to give you an example. All right. So we're gonna be a thief because in the first game, in my opinion, the thief is the most fun. The quests and things like that are kind of the same, but the way you solve them between each character is completely different. So that's why I played this game so many times, because there's so many possible combinations. You know. And so you start out as this kid, this young kid, basically, you know, fresh out of school. Let's pick a name. Here, I'm going to name him, let's name him Jonathan Davis. This is the lead singer of Korn. He is going to go ahead and go through this adventure, and whether he likes it or not, no. Okay, so you see here, we have low strength. We have medium amount of intelligence. We have high agility, which obviously for a thief, you know. Alright, so we don't have any magic. And the game lets you, when you start the game, assign 50 points anywhere. But if you assign them into a skill where there's actually no points, it costs you more points to put it in there. See? Like, I use 15 points to put 5 points into magic, because I never knew, the character didn't know magic, you know? Alright, so then we're going to go ahead and put points in. We have 35 left. We'll put points in. I mean, I guess we could pick. We'll pick vitality. So it gives us. You see here, we picked vitality. It gave us more health and stamina. Look, we'll take it away, and we have 10 health and 18 stamina. But 5 points gives us 13 health and 20 stamina. So 3 extra health and 2 extra stamina. All right. So then we'll go ahead and put the rest in magic, because we can earn most of these other things throughout playing the game, you know. All right. All right. Start it out. Let me see. Oh, the speed's locked. I can't change the speed yet. All right. This seems like a quiet little town. On the porch ahead of you are 2 people. The standing one is a large, rather ugly, and playing with a yo-yo. The seated person smoking a pipe looks like he might be the sheriff. The man with a pipe greets you. Welcome to our town. You were lucky to have made it down from the mountains before the snow blocked the pass again. It's gotten pretty dangerous outside of town, I understand. Many monsters have been trapped around here with late snow. Between them and the brigands, we certainly could use a hero around here. I'm Sheriff Schultz Meisterson. This is Otto von Goon, my assistant. Good luck in your quest. And so it's just like a little bit of friendly stuff there. Alright. And there's little toggles here, detail, volume, and speed. The speed increases the crap out of your speed because the computer's so fast, you know? So it just makes you go crazy fast. But it's okay for right now. The detail, in my experience, has never done a dang thing. I could turn it all the way down, and I don't think it would do a thing. Alright, so we'll take the volume down a bit. And it's still quite loud. That noise is him playing with the yo-yo, by the way. Back in the day, computer speakers, we didn't have digital surround sound and all that kind of stuff, and you know, the effects where you could hear it out of the different earpiece according to where they're at and all that stuff. We had MIDI, which is basically the computer making boops and beeps at you, you know. So that's what the noises are. It's your computer's internal, like boop, beep, boop, you know. A little bit better than that, obviously, but that's what it breaks down to, essentially. Alright, so you can see up top here it says Quest for Glory 1, and a score of 1 out of 500. Basically, I just started the game, so it gave me a point. But whenever you talk to people and find out critical things and do things of importance, it gives you points. This is one of those games where you have an inventory and you pick things up and whatever. Well, you start out with coins. I got 4 gold pieces and 10 silver, and they actually weigh stuff. And then I got food rations, which is just the basic adventure rations in most games. And then you have a lockpick because I started out as a thief, and a dagger. A fighter wouldn't have a lockpick, obviously, and he wouldn't have a dagger. He would have a sword and a shield, and his armor wouldn't be leather. I believe he starts out with the male armor, but this guy, he starts out with just a leather jerkin. All right, so let's talk to the sheriff here. Let's ask him some stuff here. I know which ones to ask him, but we could go through some of the stuff just to give you an idea of how things are working here. All right, so let's ask him about the mountain. You should know you came down from there. All right, not very helpful. The town. This town was named after the barons of Spielberg. It used to be a lively place to be before the brigands came and drove all the business away. And brigands are like bands of cutthroats, thieves on the road. Like sell swords and stuff that will waylay a traveler, basically hold them up, take their goods and things like that, and ambush and things like that. That's what brigands are. Basically the evil version of the guys in Robin Hood's troop. You can find a place to stay at the inn next door. You can learn about jobs available at the guild hall down the street. Uh-oh, it just disappeared. Okay, well, I guess it thought we were done reading, but I was explaining to you. But either way, it just basically tells you about the certain points of interest in town that you may want to adventure to, All right, so we'll ask about the Baron. Baron Stefan keeps mostly to himself at his castle north of here. We haven't seen him here in town for years. All right, we can ask about the guild hall. The guild hall is at the southwest corner of town. If you're looking for work, that's a good place to go. And then, of course, you can try to talk to him, but he doesn't talk to you. He's like an ogre. He's just a simple-minded guy, but he's a brute. There's a few scenarios in here in which you can end up getting killed by him. All right, so here we are in the different portion of town with the guild hall. And you can see here, right here where my eye cursor is, there's a large eye. This is the magic shop. It kind of just follows you around, All right, and then this old lady on the porch. You can't really talk to her. She's really sleeping soundly and doesn't notice your presence. All right, so you can really never talk to her. She's just on the porch during the days. She's Wait, how is she sleeping if she's rocking? I never really... okay, but she's sleeping on the porch. You enter the Adventurers Guild Hall. This Adventurers Guild Hall reminds you of the one in your hometown. The traditional moose head and other stuffed monsters. The Saurus, a troll, a griffin, a dragon, a cheetar, and the terrible Antwerp adorn the walls. You probably could guess what most of those things are. You probably play games with most of those things. A Saurus is like a dinosaur kind of thing. Troll, obviously. Griffin, you probably know what that is. A cheetar is a half man, half cheetah. It's pretty hard to fight. And thankfully, you don't have to really fight them until a little bit later in the game. Random encounter type stuff, kind of like Final Fantasy it does. This game started that. And the Antwerp is just like, he's just a silly inside joke. You'll find out as the series goes. But he's real, but he's silly. He's like a bouncing ball of... He looks like a grape, really. He looks like a grape, and he's just bouncing around. Alright. You see a registration book on the table, and the bulletin board full of job listings. The man seated near the window must be the guildmaster. He is snoring. Alright, so we'll go sign the guild book, let him know we're here. You sign your name into the adventurer's logbook with a flourish. And that's also another joke. Because pretty much every game if I recall, has adventures logbook to sign, and it always says you sign them with a flourish. Okay, so you see our score went up. It's up at 3 now. And you can look at everything, and they'll give you an explanation for everything. Past Adventure's armor suit, you wonder why he doesn't need it anymore. Then you see the cheetah claw marks. Alright, so you can look at literally anything. You never saw a purple Saurus before you came to Spielberg, but it looks like a really stupid monster. The plaque reads, Saurus slain by Hans Half-Witten. Alright, so we're not gonna take the time to look at everything. Our goal is to look at this. Reward for return of lost ring. Inquire at the healers. Okay. This poster is rather dusty and faded. The picture is of a small child with braids. Reward of 50 gold coins for the safe return of Elsa von Spielberg. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. These are things that we have to remember to do. Reward of 30 gold coins for the capture or death of the brigand warlock. Description: short, ugly, wears brightly colored robes, and has a habit of laughing continually. Inquire at Spielberg Castle gates. Wanted, brigand leader. Description: unknown appearance, wears a cloak, must provide proof of leader's identity. Reward of 60 gold coins in the title Hero of the Realm. Inquire at the Spielberg Castle gates. So you can see the castle seems like an important place, right? So far. Notice, spell components needed. Cash or trade for potions. Inquire at the healers. So we have 2 notices for the healer, 3 for the castle. This poster seems to have been here for a while. It has a picture of a handsome but arrogant young man. Reward of 50 gold coins for information leading to the return of Baronet Bernard von Spielberg. Inquire at the Spielberg Castle gates. So that's 4 for the castle and 2 for the healer. So let's go to the castle. First, let's talk to this guy, see if he knows any information we might need. You see our score is 9 out of 500 now. Ack! I was so busy I didn't notice you'd come in. Welcome, welcome. It is so seldom that we have new adventurers here. Most people think this valley is cursed. Uh-oh. Oh, what a glorious day it was. Oh, hello there. So you can kind of see he's older. He's definitely, his adventuring days are long gone, but, he still is the master of the guild. He doesn't have to go out adventuring. Alright. Let's ask about the guild hall. This is where an adventurer can find out who needs someone brave and courageous. There are many jobs on the bulletin board over there. It's also a good place to talk about adventurers on a cold afternoon. We used to play cards here once a week as well. There are too few adventurers in Spielberg anymore. They all died from monsters or brigands, or they just got too old. Alright, so then you can further inquire about the things that he mentions. And every conversation, if people mention key things that you're like, oh yeah, maybe you can inquire deeper about those things. But there's nothing, we don't really need anything. We know what the bulletin board is, we know what the monsters are, we know what adventurers are, and we can see the trophies, so there's no real need. So you hit enough already, and it goes back to the previous column where you can ask questions. We'll ask about him. Oh, Schultz, that's the constable guy, the sheriff. Schultz Meisterson and I have been friends for a long time. He too was once a real adventurer. Now he's just the sheriff of this town. Alright, so nothing really too much more there. He falls back to sleep, of course. Alright. Alright, so let's leave town here. The breeze is cool, but you feel a shiver deeper than just the cold. You're really on your own now in a very dangerous place. You can hear the chiptunes now, right? Those are just computer noises. I mean, there's actually a composer and stuff, but older music. I like MIDI tunes. You can still find them, really. You could. All right, so here's what we're gonna do now. All right, we're at the crossroads here, and I generally remember where everything's at. This little symbol here, it looks like a ninja star or like a jester hat or something. You click it, and it gives you a full range of menu here. There's an hourglass if you want to wait. This character here, this portrait of you, it shows all your stats and stuff. We click it, and we see we've gotten one experience. We've not really done nothing yet. You can click it here. This is for you to rest. You can rest 10 minutes, 30, 60. You can sleep all night or stay awake. Okay, and then here you can walk, run, or you could crouch down. Be stealthy. So we're gonna be stealthy because it builds up our sneak skill. The bright smell of fresh herbs mingles with the aroma of wood. Smoke as you come up to a hut by the side of the road. All right, so we see here a big gnarled tree, some sort of bird there, and this is the healer's hut. The house looks cheery and well kept. It has the sign of the healer above the entrance. All right, so we're not going to go to the healer just yet. We will later. We're going to go to the castle. And hopefully you don't mind. I'm going to have a smoke while I'm doing these things, because I really don't want to take a break unless I'm going to the restroom or something. Even though this is recorded, I want to edit as little as possible out, so you get the full experience of the game, and you'll understand exactly why I love it. Hopefully, by doing that. Okay. So here we have the castle gates. This is the castle guard. I mean, these gates are obviously look how small they are, and you at night you can climb them if your skill is appropriate. All right, so we'll talk to the guard here. His name is Carl. This is the castle of Baron Stefan von Spielberg. Job. The stable keeper could use a strong young person to help clean out the stables. It does not pay much, but it is good, honest work. If you'd like to take the job, come on in. All right. Let's see, ask about the guard. Baron von lost most of his guards trying to defeat Baba Yaga. And if you don't know who Baba Yaga is, it's like what nationality is that? It's like kind of Russian, I think. I'm not going to look it up, but it's basically a man witch, or sometimes it's depicted as a woman. In Italian, it's called a strega nonna. It's a name for a witch. And Baba Yaga, they did it pretty good here, actually. 'Cause the legend, it's a witch who lives in a hut that has chicken legs, and you'll see. I'm sorry, I love this game, man. You'll love it. Well, just wait a minute while I raise the gate. All right, so here's the weapon master, and if you were a fighter, I'll be doing this quite a bit often through the video, just as a side note, by the way. If you can still talk to him, but if you're a fighter, he can actually give you training because you have certain skills as a fighter that you don't have as a thief. So you can train with him and eventually get better at your fighting skills, your weapon use, and your parry and your dodge. All right, so we could talk to him real quick. If you're addressing me, he's kind of a cocky guy. But okay, so we'll just talk to him real quick, so we get our points here. Please don't bore me, young adventurer. Ask me about something more interesting. This is the castle where, okay, we already know all this stuff pretty much. So he's kind of, more for a fighter. But, alright, so here's the stable. This is the Baron's horse. The Baron was once known for his many fine and noble steeds. Only a few aging animals remain in his stable. Okay, and then this is, you can't tell, but this right here where I have my eye cursor is Poopy. In the stable, the manure is beginning to pile up. Okay, so then you have this lazy guy in here who won't come out of here and do it. You looking for some work? You say yes. Good, come in here and take a rake. Alright, so this is all automated. I don't gotta do nothing here. You see the hourglass up top? It's just, it's for show. It doesn't really mean nothing. I guess it just kind of shows you there's a passage of time. I don't pay you to rest. Get to work. No! That's how I always read it. What a douche, huh? Okay, come on over here. The stableman hands you some coins and says, now you're 5 silvers richer. And he doesn't really have much to say. Kind of stuff we've already covered. We used to have some of the finest horses in the north when the Baron still cared about things other than his troubles. Now we just have this one outside and the 2 in here. Alright. So we can leave. And since we did all that work or whatever, it uncrouches you. So then you crouch again. Let's go look at the skill chart so you can see exactly how skill gains work. Okay. So we just helped him by raking up all that poopy. And let's see what the skills that you upgraded from doing things is in purple. Recent skills. It goes back to regular color if you haven't used it for a while to, upgrade it. Alright, so we've increased our strength. Our stealth is at 32 now. Wow. And our intelligence is at 17 because we've been asking people questions and stuff like that. And finding out what we need to know. And our health has gone up a bit. Your strength and your vitality are pretty closely, paired together. So when one increases, almost always the other one increases. And so that increases your health and your stamina. We lost 3 health somehow. I'm not sure how we lost 3. It's because we gained vitality. So our health max is increased. So we won't gain back. We won't get the benefits of those 3 points until we rest or drink a potion. Alright, so let's go ahead and slink our way out of here. Dude looks like he's taking a poop right in front of the gate. Alright, we're back here to the healer. And, I know all the quests pretty much in this game, but we'll play like we really don't. So this way, I want to give you the grand tour. You politely knock on the door. After a moment, you hear the inside bolt slide open. A voice from inside says, "Come on in." The fragrances of herbs mingle with some rather unpleasant odors as you step into the healer's house. Lovely day, isn't it? My, you look very healthy for an adventurer. You must be new. There's jokes in here, too. It's pretty cool. A lot of times, later on in the games, as the series builds up, you'll have jokes from previous games and things like that, and it's a good time. What can I do for you? I can sell you. Oh, crap! I also buy spell components if you are interested in gathering some for me. Don't mind me. I always have so much to do around here. All right. So we can look around. Every scene, every time the screen changes, you can look at pretty much anything and get explanations for it. And games of this nature really need that because the graphics, aren't good enough for you to tell always what things really are. And That's why you hear a lot of times, click your inventory items until things work. Because a lot of times back then, people, you couldn't really tell what things were without a lot of ample descriptions. Alright, so we'll look around here. You see a winged lizard much like the one you saw outside. A winged lizard. Alright, we'll talk to the healer. Well, my name is Amelia Appleberry. Mostly I'm just known as the healer. I'll be happy to sell you some potions. I live here with my pet. I always called it just Petrie. I don't know. Petrie? Yeah, I just called it Petrie. I don't know. Because isn't that the one, like, that's what the one from Land Before Time was called. So, I just always remembered that, so I always just called them Petries. Sorry. I know, I'm lame. Forgive me. Oh, that's my pet, Petrie, the Petrosaur. He has a girlfriend, Patricia, with a nest in the oak outside my door. Petrie keeps him company and listens while I chatter as I work. They are a species of flying lizard. I understand they can grow quite large in the south. Alright, ask about the ring. My ring is shaped in gold like a braid of the herb Athelis with entwined leaves. I don't know how I lost it. I hardly ever take it off. I will give you 6 golds in the person who returns my ring. It was a gift when I graduated from the College of Healing. Oh, I don't remember knowing that. Okay. So then we can ask about potions. Make and sell healing potions, power potions, vigor potions, and undead mutagen. You can ask about any of these things. Or, excuse me, unguent. And so you can ask about each potion, but you pretty much know what they are. Healing potions heal your health. Power potions heal your magic. The vigor potions heal your stamina, because pretty much anything you do requires your energy, your stamina. Alright, so let's ask about the spell components. I've always needed ingredients for making potions. Right now I need some aranas, flowers, magic mushrooms, troll beard, and let me think. Oh yes, cheetar claws. Alright, so that's the cheetar again that we're going to have to fight later, hopefully. Hopefully we don't run into him right now. We'll get destroyed. I'll be happy to pay you if you bring me some. I'll also buy back any empty flasks you have so that I can recycle them. Waste not, want not, after all. Alright, so how much cash do we have here? 4 gold and 15 silver. Alright, so you click the gold, put it on her, and then here's her list. Alright, so we'll get some healing. 1 healing. We'll get some stamina. You find that you have less money than you thought. You can't afford it. Oh. Well, see, you can steal these potions right here if you want when she's not looking. But once she realizes they're gone, you can't come back in here. And I don't know when they made the game, if they kind of designed it that way on purpose or what. But that prevents you from beating the game. I'm not going to show you, but later on you have some quests and stuff that revolve around here. Not just the reward thing and all that, because you can make that money up. If you happen to find a ring on your adventures, I lost my favorite gold ring. I'll give a reward to the one who returns it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and find the ring. The creature looks more like a small flying lizard than a bird. Oh, yep, see, it sparkled. Underneath the bird, there was a sparkle. And when I first played this game, I actually saw it on the first time. But, okay, so basically, you have to figure a way to get the ring. If you're a thief, like we are, you climb the tree. And then you balance out here and get it. If you're a fighter, you take your rocks that you find or something that you throw, and you throw it at the nest to knock it off. And then if you're a magic user, you use a spell called Fetch. And it like levitates things towards you, small things, bigger things as your skill gets better. Alright, so our climbing skill is 5. Alright, so let's climb this one time. It takes a lot of skill and practice to climb this tree. Alright, we did it one time. Let's see what our skill is now. 6. You see? So now we can assume it's 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. 10. See? So as you use your skills, you gain them. And you can see our stamina has gone down. Because each attempt to climb the tree, you're still exerting your energy to do it, even if you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and fast forward through this a bit. The old school way of grinding. But it's still rather cool. And you can actually, if you don't have enough energy and you keep climbing, it will use your health, and eventually you'll die from overexertion. All right. So our climbing is 30. It took 30 climbing to get up that tree. I feel like I could probably get up that tree no problem. But again, he's like a 17-year-old kid. And there's, he had to basically scale it. All right, so can you rest when you're in the tree? That'd be hilarious. After 60 minutes rest, you feel better. Alright, so we rested, and now our stamina is a little bit higher. It increases your stamina way more than your health when you rest. Because, obviously, battle injuries don't heal like they do in games, every game nowadays that you fight. It's not regeneration just by, not doing anything. It actually makes sense. Alright, so we go out, climb out on the limb here. And sometimes you'll fall if you don't have enough skill. You carefully bend down and reach into the nest. In the nest, you find a gold ring. You take the ring and move carefully back along the limb. Made it. Now back down the tree. Alright, let's go. Oh, there's no answer. Oh, yeah, you see how the colors are shifting? Because it's going from day to night cycle. See? You ask, the night is still young on day 1. Your first day of playing the game, so it's day 1. The night is still young, so that's like I think that's between like 8 and 10 p.m. I think. Alright, so we could go to the castle, and the gate's no longer manned. You see what I'm saying? So, different times a day, different quests can be achieved, and things like that. So let's climb the gate. Let's see if we can. We did it. Now, when your climbing skill isn't high enough, oh yeah, there you go. You fall. After climbing down the walls, you say to yourself, "Self," you says, "that wasn't too bad." So when you fall down like that, you lose a little bit of health, but it's not enough to kill you for trying something. If you keep repeatedly doing it, you will, but Alright, so the town gate is closed at night too. Alright, so you climb the gate. Climbing the wall proves too difficult for your current level of skill, but keep practicing. So you just keep clicking it, and it uses your stamina, but in exchange for points. Alright, so what's our stamina at now? 12. And our climbing's at 37. If you remember when we climbed the tree, and if we first were successful, we had 30. I don't need to explain the stats too much more to you guys, I don't think. You pretty much get it, right? I'll show you stat gains and stuff, but that's about it. Alright, so around the town at night is when you kind of do your nefarious deeds, your thieving, whatsoever. At first, when I first played this game and I see that eye is still looking at me, I was kind of nervous, thinking like something would happen bad because it was observing me. But the game it's not like that. All right, so we go into our inventory. Oop, wrong one. Sorry. Go into our inventory here. You see, we picked up that ring. It weighs 1/10 of a pound. Our potion weighs 6/10 of a pound. All right, so those are the things that we picked up. All right, and then you can see your total. You're carrying 25 pounds of equipment, supplies, and whatever else you picked up along the way. You can carry up to 51 pounds of equipment without getting a severe backache. So you could carry more than 51 pounds, but it depletes your stamina and things like that faster, and you get penalties to your checks, your skill checks. All right, so from the door is securely barred from the inside, but you get some practice. Now, that's key. But here's the thing. If you practice too much, let's save it here. If you practice too much, your lockpicking will make too much noise, and then you'll get arrested. So you can really only do it like 3 times on the same door. And then we go to the other door here. You delicately... Oh, shit. What do you... Sometimes you put... I somehow I accidentally clicked myself. So I guess it's good we saved it, because he put the lockpick into his nostril. And it's supposed to be like a funny thing. You try to lockpick your nostril, but if you're skilled enough in lockpicking, it actually says that you find that your nasal passages are now open. All right, so let's restore it. Nothing major. We'll make sure we click the door. Let's see what our lockpicking is now. 18. Our stamina is at 8. So let's go ahead and sleep for an hour. After some rest, you feel better. The reason I keep saying that is because once we get to Quest for Glory 4, there is, a narrator, and that's the way he says it. All right, so you see after 1 hour of resting, we have 23 out of 28 stamina. All right, go back to the lockpick. Uh-oh, made too much noise. The sheriff and Otto arrive on the scene and arrest you for criminal carelessness. Work a little faster next time. Okay. So you can see even still to this day, but sometimes it's like you could click it twice. Sometimes you click it 3 times. And see if I clicked it a 4th time. Probably, oh, it worked. I didn't get arrested. Lockpicking's at 11. Alright. Let's use a little bit more of our stamina. Alright, let's leave this screen. That's how you refresh your attempts. 17 for lockpicking now. Cool. Alright, so we got some rest. What's our stamina at now? 22. Okay, so we could make some attempts here. Let's save it so we don't have to redo all that silliness.